Hi, I'm Gary Sheely. I work with organizations that want to create a culture where their people feel safe engaging in constructive confrontation. You're probably here because you know you can't avoid confrontation. And if you go through your life avoiding confrontation, you will live a diminished life, and you will diminish the lives of the people around you, and you'll have shallower relationships. Avoiding confrontation, confrontation anxiety, can have a really high price, and it can open up your company to more liability. So here's the question I hope to answer. How can I make dialogue, not stony silence and not resentment, but how can I make dialogue the path of least resistance? Sometimes a bad confrontation will come to you. Knowing how to respond to a bad confrontation not only will keep the dialogue going, but it will allow you to take over the confrontation. How many of you like the sound of that?
I have 2 high-content, customizable programs that organizations can use to create a positive and safe culture for constructive confrontation. One is a day-long, highly interactive seminar called Tactical Confrontation 101, and the other is a platform program called Leadership Starts With You that equips people with the courage and self-insight to become leaders of the culture change that your organization wants.
We have all learned from our childhood, whether we realize it or not, when we're describing other people's behavior, especially if it's negative behavior, we attach an evaluation to it. And it is these evaluations, and I'm going to give you examples and categories, it's these evaluations that always create defensive,ness, that always cause the other person to feel that they need to defend their self-concept. And this is a knee-jerk way of confronting, describing behavior that we all do. And it's not hard to learn not to. You just have to be aware of what you're doing.
No matter what your title, if you work with people at all, the ability to skillfully confront undesirable behavior or attitudes is essential to success in your job, to diminishing conflict and maintaining productivity. The average manager spends from 30 to as much as 70% of their time dealing with the effects of conflict, and lots of that conflict is caused by unskilled confrontation styles that generate defensiveness.
You must recognize the difference between feelings and interpretations of behavior. In this process is going to lead you to do this. This is a relationship confrontation. If in this process you use one of these words, you're going to have to stop off and have an argument about the interpretation that you just put on their behavior. Starting with yourself, the first thing you have to figure out is, what do you really want? What is the real problem? And there's 3 categories of those. These are on page 2 of your workbook. Confronting an event here. This is a single event, and it will guide the way you prepare for your confrontation. The next month he does okay, but the following month he goes over twice. And the month after that he goes over again. Now you're not confronting an event. Now you're confronting a pattern, and it will change the way you prepare your confrontation. And then, in the 5th month, he goes over twice. In the 6th month, he goes over 3 times. And now it's not an issue of budgets and money. It's not an issue of forgetfulness. It's not an event. It's not a pattern. Now you're beginning to wonder how much he values your relationship. And so there's 3 basic kinds of confrontation, and you prepare for each one a little bit differently. It's either an event, a pattern, or it's something in the relationship.
The key principle in effective confrontation is understanding what causes people to feel defensive and avoiding it. I show you what causes it and give you a simple formula for avoiding it. My seminar focuses on providing a culture-changing skill set that equips people to confront undesirable behavior in a way that gets results, to preserve relationships during conflict, and to de-escalate angry people and gain their cooperation without threats.
No matter what your role, no matter how well-meaning you are, no matter how skilled you are, sooner or later you're going to be facing somebody angry. In other words, folks, the confrontation is going to come to you. And in that moment you have a choice of behaviors. Some of those behaviors will almost always escalate the anger. Some of those behaviors, other behaviors, will de-escalate the anger, and allow you to gain compliance and cooperation from the person who's angry. Does it ever work to say to an angry person, calm down? And do they ever say, oh, you're right, I am pretty upset? Does that ever happen? No. That's what paraphrase does. When you start to paraphrase somebody, even if they're in mid-rant, they'll stop and let you, because it's in their interest.
My platform program uses humor and storytelling to help people see themselves as change agent leaders in transforming the culture of their organization.
I did what any Nebraskan would do. I pulled over. We all got out to look at it. My son took a picture. And I'm sure the Oklahoma people driving by saw our Nebraska license plate and they're going, look at that, a Nebraska family having a prayer meeting for the armadillo. No wonder they can't play football anymore. Being the kind of leader that you really want to be means courageously facing your own resistance to change in the way you see yourself, possibly seeing yourself as a leader for the first time.
In your organization, do disagreements get resolved quickly and constructively? Are you satisfied with the level of trust and teamwork? Can your people quickly de-escalate anger and solve problems? I'm Gary Shealy. I'd be pleased to partner with you to create an open culture of constructive confrontation in your organization. Thanks for watching.